Let's now turn to Chinese and American relations, because those of you who have followed my predictions about China on my other videos will see that a long while ago I predicted that there would be this revolution in China that I've seen coming for a long time. Sort of strong feelings about this. It does seem to be happening now in Hong Kong. My feeling is that this will escalate. It will go further. We'll see more of this happening in 2020, not just in Hong Kong, but in mainland China as well. The trade embargoes with China are not going to ease. I see Trump encouraging American companies to come out of China, not just advised, but through legislation in a big way. So China is going to be a problem in 2020. But we're not going to see in China the bloodshed that happened in the Maoist revolution. We're going to see a much more gentle, although riotous, transfer of power. And my feeling is there that eventually the Chinese authorities will step back. There will be problems, but they will step back, and democracy eventually will take control in China, true democracy. And as I've said in my other videos, that this new democracy that will emerge in China and make it a very powerful force in the world for good will be based around the teachings of Sun Yat-sen, who was based and lived in Hawaii, you may know. Now, in the past, I've also made specific videos about China and what will happen in China. And in 2017, I made a prediction saying that, and this was a fairly detailed prediction about this, that there would be a revolution in China. And as soon as we see the what's been happening now in 2019 with all these riots in Hong Kong, obviously I want to re-look at those predictions that I made then, and because I feel this is still happening, I feel I'm correct with that prediction, and that this Hong Kong thing is part of a much broader change to China. Now, I'm going to refresh some of the things that I said before and also talk about them now, because I feel this is relevant to what's happening. Because what's happening in Hong Kong is just the start. It's not the end of things. This is not going to fizzle out. I do sense that eventually China will send in troops to Hong Kong. And this is going to cause more trouble in other areas of China, because simultaneously we start to get problems in another area of China. Now, the area that I was talking about before, and I don't know much about Chinese politics or anything, but I was just seeing the northeast of China. That there's an area there, I know that a lot of the Islamic people get suppressed in China, but I get the feeling that some of these smaller groups that are being suppressed are going to start to revolt. They're going to start seeing what's happening in Hong Kong and start to also make noises. Now, a large part of this problem, as it were, is also happening because simultaneously I see President Trump not just bringing in more embargoes against China in the way he has been with this trade war, but I see that the Chinese-American trade getting to the point where it is almost nothing, is going down to a trickle. This will be brought in incrementally, but I do feel that eventually we get a point where America says, you either trade with us or you trade with China. Here's your choice. You've got no option. We're not going to trade with China. And he's going to use things like the Hong Kong riots and the other riots that I feel will be appearing in China and Tibet, that will act as a catalyst to bring in this huge embargo against China. Now, what will happen in China, I feel, is that there's going to be a revolution in China that will ultimately be a revolution that will completely transform the country into a true democracy. And although we see lots of riotous things, and the things that I'm saying here, you when I say they move troops in and things and people rising up, I'm not seeing, strangely enough, a revolution that is full of bloodshed. To me, it feels like it's a social force that changes the country for the good. And I'm very interested in a man called Sun Yat-sen, and in particular because some of the relatives of Sun Yat-sen have been to see my wife Jane, so we've been in the presence of the energy of Sun Yat-sen's spirit, I feel. Now, Westerners don't know much about this man, but he was a great political thinker before Mao, and envisaged a democratic China. And he lived in Hawaii for a while and came and visited America and like this. Unfortunately, history did not give him the chance. But I feel this is going to come round again, and his name is well known in China as the father of the nation, they would call him. But his political ideology has been in some ways suppressed. He's still a great man, because they can't get rid of that idea, but his ideas still are there under the surface. And I feel that in China we're going to see this revolution that's going to help the world at